My name is Joan Rivers, and I've got a secret.
From Hollywood, the show that reveals all, I've Got a Secret. And now let's meet the star of I've Got a Secret, Steve Allen.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you very much again for applauding for my suit. Good evening. And welcome to the new I've Got a Secret show. Now let's meet our exciting panel. First of all, happy-hearted, genial Henry Morgan, lovely blonde Meredith McRae, Laughing's own Richard Dawson, and comedian Pat Carroll. Good group. And we'll get right down to business by bringing out this evening's first contestant. Nice to have you with us, sir. What is your name?
Chet Brooks.
Chet Brooks, and you live where, Chet?
Woodland Hills, California.
Okay. I'll tell you this much about his secret panel. It concerns something he did for 17 hours and 4 minutes, was it?
4 minutes.
17 hours and 4 minutes. So, Mr. Brooks, if you'll whisper the details of that secret to me, we'll let the world know. If not,
Well,
the panel.
I'd rather show you.
You want to show me? All right. Let's see. Then I'm afraid, panel, you'll have to put your heads down or hide your eyes or turn your backs or anything like that so you really don't see. That's good. Good little boys and girls. Okay, now Mr. Brooks is going to demonstrate, and don't say anything out loud, ladies and gentlemen in the audience. Uh-huh. Okay. All right, panel. Panel. Here. Panel. Everybody up. Morning, Henry.
Morning.
Now then, it concerns something he just did here before our very eyes, and of course earlier he did it for over 17 hours. So we'll start with Richard Dawson.
Are you tired now, Chet?
Not now. I was when I finished what I did for 17 hours.
Oh, because if you are, just put your head down here. It's very was this a record you went out to break?
Yes, it was.
Would it be anything to do with yo-yos?
Yes,
Wow.
it would.
That's a remarkable hit right on the bullseye.
Was that it?
That's
the
it,
Yo-yo
yes.
championship?
Yes, it is.
It's always very difficult to really rationally explain a creative hunch. What made you think?
Well, if it had, if it hadn't been that, I knew about 2 or 3 months ago they had a teeter-totter thing at a school and basketball, so I was just going to go through them. But Mark, my eldest son, has Guinness Book of Records, and he was looking through to see something that he could break. I think he's decided on not working. But he mentioned the yo-yo champ, although, I guess you'll be the next person to go into it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Anyway, congratulations.
Yes, actually, that's what
17
Mr. Brooks had in mind, I understand. You wanted to get into the Guinness Book of Records, huh?
Yeah.
How did you eat?
With great difficulty.
Did people,
that's right.
No,
did
my
people feed
wife
you?
came out and brought me a sandwich and a Coke and things like that. And
Well, now, did you stand up while you were doing the yo-yo or sit
yeah, I
down?
stood up about 90% of the time. It's a little difficult while you're sitting down. You've got to hold your arm above your head and to keep it banging the ground and that sort of thing.
But it hasn't affected you since.
Well, my right arm's about a little longer than my left one. But
How did you get started? I mean, when did you first get into yo-yos, as we say?
well, I was more or less the neighborhood yo-yo champion, and my wife gave me one as a sort of a gag gift last December, and I decided, well, why not?
I see. Are you already working, or do you look forward to some other career besides yo-yo?
Well, I'm going to Pierce College now, and I'm studying broadcasting. I want to get into the radio field. And,
you've made
it
a
was
very
sort of-
wise decision there. Enough yo-yos and radio already. Well, now, panel. Actually, it's just as well, Dickie, that you happen to knock it right off with that creative insight, because we are going to have you do more or less the same thing. We don't have 17 hours or more to do it, but if you'll pass out these yo-yos here, Mr. Brooks, and panel, if you'll step center stage, we will have a little yo-yoing contest right now.
What do we get if we win, Steve?
Well, there is a prize available to the winner, Pat. One of you will be very lucky.
Thank you.
And let me see, I think I may have a little whistle here if the train doesn't leave before I get it off here. Oh, yes, there's the whistle.
Which way? No, that way or other.
Okay.
have to walk the baby
And we suggest that you do not catch it at the end of each yo. Just keep it going, yes. Otherwise, you're doing a series of intermittent ding-dongs or something. Okay, let me see now. We have 3 seconds here.
I'm bored.
You're bored? All right. And 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Henry's bored, but nevertheless, he is keeping his yo. No, Henry's
You shut up.
falling behind. There's only 2 yo-yoers left. It's Pat and Dick. And we have about,
Going.
well, it's going again, but it did stop there, Henry.
Stop.
We have 5 seconds left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yo-yo race is over.
I can't stop, Steve! It's compulsion!
We actually,
Replace bubblegum? Heaven!
we actually have a lavish prize donated by.
You notice how quickly I stopped when you said prize?
Yes, that'll do it. Anyway, however, we sort of have a tie there, so we're going to have it broken by Mr. Brooks. Which of them would you say, Mr. Brooks, had the better form?
Well, Pat was more energetic, but Richard was a little smoother. But I think Pat should get the prize because she worked the hardest.
All right, fair enough. And this is actually not a gag prize in a certain sense. It's a very valuable and quite attractive sterling silver yo-yo. There you are, Pat. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Brooks, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
For Chet Brooks, we have a deluxe kit of roll-on decorator paints from Artex, the complete home and fashion decorator paint in a tube. Artex Hobby Products of Lima, Ohio. I've Got a Secret will return in just a minute.
And now I have every confidence that another contestant will appear right over here. Let's see. Gentleman has a very strong hand grip. Sir, would you move a little bit closer to your microphone and into it? Tell us your name, please.
Larry Lewis,
Larry Lewis, and your home city is?
San Francisco, California.
All right. Now listen to the answer to this question, panel. Mr. Lewis, would you tell us your age?
105.
Now, ordinarily, panel, if a man says he's 105, you don't ask him this next question, but here it goes. What do you do for a living?
I'm a waiter at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco.
That's right. Henry, do you realize that if Mr. Lewis had retired at 65, he would now have been out of work for 40 years? It's a remarkable thought. Well, Mr. Lewis, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll share it with the world. My goodness. All right. Mr. Lewis's secret panel is something quite unusual for a man of his age, and we'll start the questioning with Meredith this time.
Yes, Mr. Lewis, does your secret have anything to do at all with your job at the St. Francis?
Nothing at all.
Does it have to do with a hobby that you have?
There's no hobby.
No, you
There's
have
a sense in which it could be called a hobby, but not like, stamp collecting or anything like that.
not like collecting anything.
No.
Not like playing any games then.
No.
Or anything like that. No, Steve?
There's a remote connection with games, but it's quite remote.
Very remote. Do you do your secret indoors
In and out.
and out?
Mostly out, I would say.
Mostly outdoors. Do you do it with another person?
Absolutely alone.
Absolutely alone. When you do your secret, do you come in contact with some object that you use?
Nothing but myself.
Nothing but yourself.
1 down, 3 to go. Dick?
Larry, if I don't see you again, happy birthday for next year.
Thank you.
I ordered a pastrami sandwich from room service, but I'm sure you can explain. The particular secret that you have, Larry, would it be something like that we could do outdoors, like flying a kite?
No.
How about, is it anything to do with a record that you've broken?
There's no records.
Why don't you try yo-yos again?
Yeah. Although maybe handstands with Larry. How about, is there anything to do with swimming at all?
No,
Does it involve, that we established, does it involve another person or you're
No.
entirely alone?
I'm alone, absolutely alone.
Okay,
You
two
make
down.
calls to yourself.
Pat Carroll.
You know, I don't know whether I have to disqualify myself. I may have seen a news report about Mr. Lewis, if I remember, because when he walked out, I remembered a smile. Does what you do have to do with jogging or running?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I saw a news report. I don't know what network it was, but I think they did a news story on you, and you run some monstrous or jog some monstrous number of miles a day, and you are absolutely fantastic. And I remember the newscaster was going, while he was interviewing you, and you were sitting and saying, "What's wrong with you? You know, why are you out of breath?"
Yes.
Is it, I don't know, is it the amount of miles that you run or jog a day?
Yes, essentially you have got it. Or
I don't know how much it would be. 10 miles, is that a lot?
It's
20?
too much.
Is it be
5.
too much? 5, 10, 20?
Well, when you said 5, yes, Henry.
Well,
Would it be in the marathon that that's 27, isn't it? Something like that.
It's 26 miles a marathon.
Do you run in it?
Occasionally I run it.
Actually, we're so close to the heart of the secret, I guess, for all intents and purposes, you've got it. Mr. Lewis runs over 6 miles. How precisely? How?
6 mile point 7.
Every day. Yes, Meredith.
you know, I really have to admire you, Mr. Lewis, because I have just started jogging, and I love it. I jog at the track at UCLA, and I jog 4 times a week, and I've just worked myself up to 1 mile and 1.5 miles. So I think that's fantastic. 6
Do you
miles.
mind telling me what your time is on your mile?
I'll tell you. My mile, I do time myself because I'm on an aerobics program. 1.5 miles, I'm about 16.5 minutes, and 1 mile, I'm about 9 and a half.
You're not running.
I've just
You're
started.
just jogging.
I'm just jogging slowly.
Takes me 9 minutes to get my heart started in the morning.
Believe it or not, last year on my show we had Mr. Lewis on as a guest, and he and I had a race for a full block down Fine Street, and he beat me.
Do you still run every day? You run every day?
Yes.
You run every single day?
365 days in the year, rain or shine. I'm neither salt nor sugar.
And what's your time? What's your time? How long does it take?
37 minutes.
Oh, my heavens. For those of you that
I
don't
want
run,
to
you
answer
don't
Miss
know.
Collin for you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The gentleman you were referred to, the reporter that
Yes.
you're talking about, his name is Charles Corrupt.
Thank you very much. I'm
And
sorry.
he held the championship of Northwestern University for 5 miles for 20 years until 2 years when he joined Walter Cronkite. But he can't run.
Well, Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for joining us. It's a remarkable story, and we hope to see you next week.
For Mr. Lewis, a lively selection of St. Mary's no-iron sheets and pillowcases with towels to match its bright stars, a tricolor design from St. Mary's. We'll return with another secret following these messages.
Now let's welcome tonight's guest star, Miss Joan Rivers. This lady's on television shows.
I know.
Nice to have you with us, Joan.
Good to be here.
As the studio audience already knows, and we'll let the world know now, Joan has brought on stage with her 2 very remarkable paintings. We have separate close-ups of each one for you folks at home. And one of them was done by Joan, but I think for the time being we won't get into that. So, Joan, if you'll give the that part. We've clarified that. All right. Very good. Okay, the question to be answered obviously deals with the other painting, but you don't know which one the other one is, do you, panel?
So, haha.
So there. And we'll start the questioning with Henry Morgan.
Well, the object of the game, I guess, is to figure out who or what did the other one before we even figure out which is which, right?
Are you asking me a question, Henry? Or are you making a
No, I'm
statement?
just ruminating.
All right.
Is the other painting done by a human?
No.
Are you in any doubt?
I'm in doubt about everything.
Okay, now let's start at the top. What's next to us? Monkeys. Is it an ape of some kind?
No.
Is it a barn animal, one you'd find in a farm?
On a very strange farm. No. No.
Well, in a zoo,
Like in Poland, perhaps. But, no.
Well, you lost some friends, let's assume.
You did say the word zoo, did you not, Henry?
I often do.
Well, knock it off.
This
I said knock it off. I was speaking jocularly, and it is an animal you might encounter in a zoo. And now it's
I
Meredith.
said
It is.
zoo.
Is it a four-legged animal?
Yes.
Is it larger than a cocker spaniel?
At what stage in its life? Yes. It's yes,
Yes, it
larger
is.
than a cocker spaniel.
Let's see. Does it have hair about the same length as a cocker spaniel?
Who knows or cares?
Is this?
No, it has hair longer, from what I know.
Longer?
Longer.
Believe it or not,
Yes.
these creatures do have hair, although
yes.
it is rarely recognized.
Is this a pet of yours, Joan?
No, thank goodness.
No.
No.
Is it any?
2 down and 2 to go. Richard Dawson.
Joan, the animal that did one of these paintings, does he also wear a hat and ask you not to light fires in forests?
That's my husband.
That's true, I know him.
Oh, it has long hair.
Yeah. Is it a member of the cat family at all?
No way. No.
Long hair. Who do we know with long hair? Well, my 2 sons.
The long-haired thing actually could...
It's throwing them because...
Yeah, could throw you. Forget about the hair as you go through life. 3 down, 1 to go. Pat Carroll.
It's an animal with no hair. It's a
got-
hairless chihuahua.
It's got hair, but nobody realizes it's got hair. It's very hard to explain, Pat.
It's the Loch Ness Monster. It's got hair, but no one recognizes it. It's inverted hair.
I would forget the hair if I
Let's
were you.
forget that.
As I
That's
once
a
said
heck
to
of a
you,
way to
Brenner.
shave inside. That's marvelous. I can't think of any animal that has hair that doesn't show.
Henry has a thought.
I know one animal that has hair that you never think of having hair. It's an elephant.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Wow, this one goes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Nobody thinks. But elephant bracelets are lucky. I would never have thought of hair, except someone gave me a bracelet made of hair of an elephant for a wedding gift.
And you know how they give an elephant a trim, a thing, with a little blowtorch. Seriously, that's how they do it. It doesn't hurt them, so they say. We haven't heard from the elephants about them. Now the question is, which of the
Yes.
paintings? Which do you think, Henry?
I think whatever I say, she's going to get mad,
Yes,
right?
I am. Because I worked very hard, Henry.
They're both
She really did paint one of
remarkable.
them.
Let's say they're both remarkable paintings. But I would assume that Joan did the one on the I would assume that
Could you assume a little faster, Henry?
all right. You want a real answer, right?
Yes.
I won't do it. The one on the left.
Right. Yeah, that Joan did the one.
No,
on
the elephant did.
Oh. Well, it just so happens that Joan did the one on the left.
And the blue one is the
The
elephant.
blue one is the
Blue's
elephant.
the elephant.
That is your basic blue elephant
Yes.
picture.
Now, you may think we just said that, and, some guy in a monkey suit or an elephant suit did that, but actually we're going to show you, so if we can open the middle of our stage setup now here, you will meet Carol the elephant from the lovely San Diego Zoo and Joan Embury, her trainer. Come on over here, Joan. Hello, Miss Embury. How are you? How old is Carol?
Carol's 5.5.
Isn't she adorable?
She's got a great head of hair.
Yes. There's all kinds of little bristly hairs on her.
I thought it was a
thing.
cocker spaniel for just a moment.
Now here we have. Oh, she's already started to work.
Well, she's very anxious to get going here because she knows she gets rewarded.
What is her reward?
Apples.
I see.
That's pretty cheap considering the price she gets for a painting.
Yes. I'm.
What did she get for a painting?
About $125. She's raised $1,000 for our new wild animal park. So she's quite a good artist.
That's terrific. Did you actually teach her how to do this?
Yeah, we started with a regular 4-inch household paintbrush. You'll see it there. She's busy eating paint. And then we trained her to put her paintbrush right there in the bucket and then paint with it.
Could she pick up the actual paintbrush the way she did at
Come
my
on,
house?
Carol, pick up the brush. Pick up. No. Carol in. Put too much paint in there. Here, I'll give it to her first, and then she'll put it in. Come on, pick up your
She
brush.
has Technicolor
Now,
X-rays.
Come on, pick up the brush, Carol.
What does she get for her paintings again? How much?
$125.
$125. Yeah, it's remarkable because she started painting for peanuts. I'm sorry, folks. I like to. Oh, I see. Zippity zap. It's $125 for the painting and $80 to have my suit cleaned. I think it's very impressive as is.
What kind of a brush is she using?
Regular household paintbrush. Come on, pick it up. There you go. Now paint.
That's very. Sorry, Joan. Yes. I think what she spilled over here is very attractive, too. I'd give you about $80 for that right there. It's little spots and red things.
Does she do anything but impressionistic? Does she do still lifes or anything?
Well, that's funny. If she does that again, gets all over my suit, she's going to be the first elephant painter without one ear. Does Carol have a favorite color, Miss Embry?
Anything that's bright.
Anything that's bright. Well, that leaves out my brother. Have you ever tried painting like that, Joe?
That's how I did mine.
With what?
She signed her painting.
She signs it. Okay, I guess it's about time for her to do that now.
All right, can I see her sign her painting?
Oh, I see. Put your foot in it. That's what she does.
With a foot, and then put a
Ah.
trunk on it.
How did you get into this?
Well, it was by accident.
Was the accident reported?
No? You want to take a bow?
Isn't that cute?
Take a bow.
Thank you, Carol. Good girl. That's cute. Well, thanks to you, Miss Embry, and thanks to the San Diego Zoo, and thanks to you, Joan. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We have a lovely gift for each of the Jones, a set of Samsonite silhouette luggage, a beauty case, overnight case, and Pullman with concealed locks, stain and scuff-resistant finish. Samsonite, we make travel a little easier. Back to I've Got a Secret after these words.
If you're interested in acquiring one of Carol's paintings, just check with the San Diego Zoo. Joan, thank you so much.
Or mine.
Yes, right. How long have you been at the zoo?
Just long enough to get my hair cut. But that's, what?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll put a little something in there. And thank you very much, Joan, for joining us. Come back soon. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Dickie. Thank you, Meredith. See you, Henry.
Bye. This is Johnny Olson speaking for I've Got a Secret, a Mark Goodson, Bill Topman production. This program was recorded.
Are you watching, you little rascals?
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
And who subscribes to it?
Go on, push the button.
Think of the fun you could have on
The tube.
the tube.
Tube.
TV tubes.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's going to be a lot more fun.
If you keep going the way you're going. Go on, push the button.
Please subscribe.
I hope they're watching.